control a lot of them was chaotic. Chaotic control is an oxymoron. It's like saying thunderous silence. So that's a lie. This is but an alternate way to say that men attempt to enforce tyrannical control. Not to mention, chaotic involves disorder, while the primary and singular function of control is to provide the opposite. In addition, no woman can assert what most men do, and not because women haven't dated most men, but because in order for you to determine whether or not that man's control would be chaotic, you would first have to 100% submit yourself to the will of said control. And this is why men are annoyed. Submission in the slightest is often met with staunch opposition. It's a booby trap. Claim you want a man to be in control, buck against his mechanisms of control, and then say he's controlling. This is why men are beginning to throw their hands up in frustration. Because in order for a relationship to be successful, a woman must show up with submission regardless of what men do. Our roles are not dependent upon one another, but we are depending on one another to show up with our roles. That's two different things. And this comment is evident of a person that is more focused on the role of her companion than that of her own. And then it said there's a difference between controlling yourself and controlling another person. Well, if that ain't obvious, I don't know what is. One is interior, one is exterior. Obvious once again. But so what that there's a difference? What does that mean? Because the way that it was written, it would almost insinuate that one should be done and one should not. Do you make these same assertions about police? The law that says women cannot enter the draft? Birth control? Of course not. These arguments are only made when it takes away what women feel is liberation or freedom. But restraints are necessary, otherwise most women would be out in the streets barking with tie-dye hair, piercings, and a hat on in the shape of the female anatomy. Women also not to hate control when it comes to controlling tyrannical men. The United States leads the world in incarcerated citizens per capita. That's an extreme control on men. How many women have you heard make an argument against that? Oh. It has been said that most women want the power of men, the privilege of themselves, and the accountability of children. And with statements like this, it's pretty difficult to argue the con. This statement was ill-advised, to say the least. And because I don't like the categorization of most men, I'm going to go ahead and block you now. If you should so happen to make a new page, then you will show up here with respect or get blocked once again. And I promise it's easier for me to press the block button than it is for you to make a new email and then attach a TikTok account to it. The gender war is over on this page. Condescension and deflection will not be tolerated. And take heed to this warning because I'm simply doing it on an app. Men en masse nowadays are doing it in real life. So if you do not want our control, then we will show the world what a lack of control looks like. And in that day, remember that most men will be your enemy because their control will be chaotic, by your own admission. Bars.